first heard of courtship when I was about 8 or 9 years old. My parents and my family had come across some teaching on it, and we began to develop a family vision for something different than what the world presented for relationships. Unfortunately, during my teen years, though I had made a commitment around 10 or 11 years old that I wanted to do courtship, I had strayed from that, and I had been hurt by some abuse that happened to me, and I had had a few dating relationships. Thankfully, God protected me from being any serious repercussions of those or wounds that could have happened to me. But when I was 17 years old, God got a hold of my life afresh, and I re-surrendered that area to God, and I realized that God could still give me a beautiful courtship even despite the mistakes I made.
The hardest thing is what other people expect you to be, and it's not so much that I feel like I need a boyfriend, but I just feel like I don't fit in if I don't have a boyfriend.
I think our media loves to play on the fact that teenage girls want to be wanted.
You were able to help me understand how to relate to women in a respectful way, in a way that gave them value and gave them honor, and that has been something that I valued.
I think I was probably 13, 14 years old, and I just began to cry out to the Lord and ask God, don't you have a better plan? Is there something out there that could be maybe less dramatic than this dating world that I see? And God was so faithful that as a young boy during that season of my life, I just went before the Lord and said, God, here I am, and I want you to know that I'm giving you my life, and I believe that you could do something different.
The sooner we can talk to our kids about this vision,
Absolutely.
the better.
Well, I would say the most important thing to me is that they show respect.
Be able to make a decision. Do I want to spend the rest of my life with this person? Is that what God's vision is for us?
It's just such a beautiful moment. I remember we didn't want to leave there. It was like we were kind of in this like capsule of time that just like time just kind of stopped.
I had dreamed of that time since I was a little girl, but every girl wonders, will that ever happen to me? Will it ever actually come to that? And I can tell you it did for me, and there's no words to describe the joy that I had to be able to say yes to the man that I knew was my dream man.
So many people were just so in awe, as I was, that there could be something that was so beautiful, even on this side of heaven. It was just, I can't even put words to it, so I'm just so grateful.
I can remember waking up for our wedding day and saying, I'm actually going to be marrying the one that God has for me, and I made it here. I kept myself, and I didn't fall in that temptation when it was there so many times. And coming from a public school background, even dating Christians, you don't have that understanding of how to keep yourself holy and how to keep yourself pure. And I could remember just struggling because I knew Nathan had never been in a relationship before. And so many times I felt so guilty because I didn't save my first kiss for him like he saved for me. But I can remember walking down the aisle and just the tears in my eyes when I saw him crying when he saw me and how much he loved me and cared for me.
Baby, thank you so much for choosing to marry me.
I'm so glad you're my husband.
And I am so glad you are my wife. I love you.
I love you too.